So this prison story is about when KB ended up beating the brakes off the priests in the prison chapel. Now, I'm a Christian, and, you know, a lot of people know Dante from reading the Bible or interpreting the word in such a way for modern people to understand or whatnot. Now, in this prison at the time, they only had a priest in there, and he would come on Saturday. Now, whether you was a Muslim, a Christian, a Satanist, whatever you were, that's when you would go in to, you know, listen to the priest or whatever. And unfortunately, it was just a Catholic priest. You know, we had to deal with what we had to deal with. You know, a lot of Muslims complained about it. You know, Christians complained about it. Me, I didn't really care. I just wanted to, you know, get off the unit and get to a place where I felt like, you know, I can get closer to God in a weird way or whatever. So nevertheless, you know, Saturday at noon, the guard would come in and be like, hey, who going to church or whatever? And, you know, a couple guys would get up or whatever. And I'll be one of the guys that get up and get in the line and we roll out, right? We get to the chapel. Now, at this time, I ain't seen KB in almost 3 months after the last incident of, you know, him getting into it with the Crips or whatever. And if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to have the link to that pinned at the top of the comment section. It's about when KB basically bullied a Crip off the phone, and it was mayhem and pandemonium that followed. So I'm going to have that link pinned at the top of the comment section. But nevertheless, we roll up in there. Now, the capacity for this chapel is maybe 50 guys. 50 men can get up in here. But it usually be about 10, 15, 20, 30 guys up in here, right? You got the Muslims in the back. They got their prayer rugs or whatever. They doing what they do. You got the Christians, like, right here up front. You got other religions or other spiritual type guys over here to the left. And you got the priest, this white Catholic priest that's at the front at the podium. Now, he knows that there's different religions up in here or whatnot. So he's really respectful to it. Now, at this particular time, when we get in there, I see KB sitting in the front row, right? And I'm like, what? What the KB doing here? So when I see him, it kind of startled me like, hold on, is this a mistake? What the f is KB doing here? Because this is like out of the ordinary. So we all piling in. There's a lot of cats that know KB and know of him. So the way they looking too, like, what the f is KB doing here? So anyway, you know, the Muslims go to their spot, the Christians go to their spot, everybody going to their spots or whatever. I'm sitting maybe 5 chairs to the right of KB, right? And he just sitting there, right? And so when the priest finally walk in, he like, hey, how everybody doing? You guys all right? Everything good? God is good? And, you know, some people like acknowledge him like, hey, what's up, man? And blah, 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 blah. Right? So the priest normally, you know, when everybody gets settled down, he's reading his Bible, whatever he's reading, and he's reading it in silent, standing up there at the podium. And then he start talking. He start, you know, talking about the Bible or whatever, like out loud on a podium or whatever. And usually when that happens, the Muslims and some people get up and they actually leave out, right? So he give people time, like 10, 15 minutes to do what they do. Either you're going to stay and listen to what he got to say, or you're going to leave, right? And a lot of cats leave when he start talking, whatever. Me, I'm there because I like hearing Bible stories anyway. So when he started talking, you know, the Muslims get up, they get their prayer rugs up, and they, you know, exit stage right. So it's about 15 guys in there, including me. So the priest get to talking, and he like, you know, you have to do confession or whatever. And with confession, forgive me, y'all, I misspoke. The priest was talking about confession, right? And he was talking about how you need to confess your sins to a man and, things of that nature. So KB was like, hey man, hold up. So you mean to tell me that I gotta come to a white motherfucker to confess my motherfucking sins? Now listen, y'all, I heard KB talk maybe a handful of times, right? Not enough to know his voice. So when he spoke, I'm like, what? And it just threw me off because I didn't know his voice was that deep or whatever, indirect. So the white priest was like, yeah, but it's a little bit more to that. So KB got up. It was like, whoa, wait a minute. So you telling me that I got to tell a white motherfucker like yourself all the shit that I did so I could get into heaven? And the priest was like, hey, could you kind of tone down with the cussing words? And KB was like, hey, motherfucker, don't tell me what the fuck I can say, what the fuck I can't do. I'll kill you up in here. When he said that, everybody was like, what's going on? Now, keep in mind, y'all, this priest, he got to be pushing a good 60 years old. A good frail man, right? But KB didn't give a damn at all. So, this priest turned red, like beat red, and was like, hey, listen, I'm just telling you how it goes, how it is. So KB was like, man, I'm not trying to hear that man. Here I go trying to get close to God, and you motherfucking white motherfucking pedophiles. So the guy was like, oh, wait a minute, hold on, I'm not no. He was like, yes, you is. I heard about you Catholics, and you know what? I was waiting. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing, and can't nobody stop me from doing what I want to do to you, right? So he's looking around, and he looked right at me, like me mugging me. I'm like, shit, I ain't got nothing to do with this at all, right? I don't want no smoke. Now, again, y'all, I know a lot of y'all wondering, like, yo, Dante, why you ain't book on? Why you ain't? That wasn't my business. That wasn't my business. And I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I'm going to keep, yes, big, bad, old Dante, I knew my limit. I couldn't beat KB. I done seen KB scrap before. Okay? I done seen the level of violence and the tenacity that KB produce when he get active. Ain't no way I could beat him at all. Unless I had, that sword of justice and I can get off before he do. That maybe be the only way, right? But and then again, y'all, it was none of my business anyway. Okay, this ain't a guy that I looked up to, this priest. I'm not Catholic, I'm a Christian, right? It's just default that he's up there talking. So that's his business, right? And before y'all try to put it all on me, there's a good 15 other men up in here, right, that could say something. So don't put it all on me. So anyway, he was like, the priest was like, hey, listen, I don't have to deal with this. I'm just going to pack it up and we'll start next week. So KB get up there was like, motherfucker, you ain't going nowhere. And I dare you to say something. I dare you call for one of these guards. They won't get in this motherfucker before I snap your neck. So he was like, hey man, I'm just trying to preach the word of God. So KB grabbed him, like, when like a bully grabs somebody by the collar or whatever, he grabbed the man like that, and he get up in his face. He's like, motherfucker, say that shit again, man. Say something else. Say something stupid. So he pushed the priest on the floor, right? So, you got some white guys in the back like, hey, man, yo, chill. So then KB turns around like, what the fuck you say? Man, I'll kill all you motherfuckers up in this bitch, right? Now, as this going on, I guess somebody done slid out the door to go get a guard or whatever. Now, it's supposed to be at least a guard outside of the door, right? You would think that, but it wasn't. But a guy did slip out or whatever, and I'm assuming he alerted the guards because like 30 seconds after this, after he pushed the dude down, you see a guard at the door, right? And he like, hey, what's going on? And KB was like, man, shut the fuck up, I beat your ass too, and all this and that. The guard like, hey, you need to chill out, man. Come on, y'all, come on, shut it out. Shut this down. So KB was like, hey, ain't nobody going no motherfucker where. Nobody move. Better not nobody move. Right? So KB barking on everybody. I'm not moving anyway, not because I'm afraid of him or anything, because this is not my concern. If I wanted to get up and go, I would get up and go, but I had no desires to go. I was actually intrigued to see what was about to pop off, right? Because there's a guard right here at the door telling everybody, come on out. And KB is standing like right here in the middle of the path of the door for people to leave out, telling y'all better not go nowhere. I'll beat y'all if y'all, I wish one of you motherfuckers would defy what I'm saying and get out the way, right? I wish one of you motherfuckers try to leave out this. So you got the guard like, hey, y'all need to clear it out now. You need to get on your knees and cuff up. So KB was like, hey, listen, man, I'm counting to 2. If you don't get the fuck out of here, I'm going to kill this priest. I'm going to kill this motherfucking priest right now. So the guard came in there. KB was like, oh, you think I'm bullshitting? So he grabbed the priest, right? And like I said, y'all, the priest ain't nothing. He got to be about 60-something years old, man. You know, white priest, dude, frail, dude. It's like he was like a rag doll, right? So KB snatched the white priest up off the floor like with one hand. And I'm like, hey, man, KB, chill out. He was like, man, shut the fuck up, nigga, if I do this to you, too. So, you know, like I said, y'all, this is early in my bed. And, you know, I really didn't want to smoke. So I did pipe down. I keep it real with y'all. I didn't want no smoke with KB. So, you know, I just, you know, bagged up a little bit or whatever. So the guard hurried up and like jumped on KB back. Now, keep in mind, y'all know how big KB is. KB, just imagine the Big Show. Imagine the Big Show, but meaner, ice grilling, is way stronger, right? A black Big Show and just muscle bound, right? And wide. So you get this CO, he, maybe 5'11", maybe 180, 190. He have to jump on KB back. Now, at this point, KB is like trying to shake him off, right? Ramming him against the brick or against the wall or whatever, trying to get him off of him. Still, he's holding this white priest in his clutches, right? So he just dragging him around like a rag doll, right? Now, at this time, I'm getting out of there. I don't want no parts of this. I don't want to be no witness in the investigation. If the goon squad coming here, they probably think it's a little riot going on. They might just start macing everybody, pepper ball. I'm not trying to be involved in this at all. So I'm getting up out of there. I get out of there, y'all. I don't care. Y'all can say, oh, Donta, you should have jumped in. For what? That ain't my job. I wasn't paid to protect this priest. I wasn't paid. I'm not no CO. When you sign up to go in these places to preach and teach people, you going in on your own risk. So I don't want to hear nothing from none of y'all in the comments says, "Oh, Donta, you should have did." No, I wouldn't. That ain't my job to do anything. Like I said, I'm not Catholic. Okay, I'm not Catholic at all. So I can understand if I had some type of allegiance or alliance with this man. But Christians and Catholics are two whole different things, right? So I get up out of there. A couple other white dudes, they leave out too, right? Now, as I'm leaving out, I'm seeing about 5 or 6 guards coming up the hallway. They flying. Vroom, 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 vroom. And they going. They go up in there. All you just hear is chaos going on. You hear a lot of bumping. You hear a lot of grunting. You hear, oh, hell no. You just hear, let them go. Let them go. You just hear all type of chaos going on. So they buzz the gate and, we go in and we go to our units, whatever. So when I get back to the unit, a couple cats like, hey, man, what happened in the chapel, man? I heard it was going down. It was a riot or something. I said, man, y'all remember that dude, KB, that was here a couple months? They were like, yeah. I was like, he was up in there, and I guess he disagreed with the priest. The priest was talking about you got to, go through him to ask God to forgive for his sins, and KB bucked on him and put his hands on him. Like, he threw him to the ground. I'm like, what? I said, yeah, KB stood up, walked up to the priest, and basically he slammed him to the floor. A guard came in there, jumped on KB back. KB was bull rushing them off of him against the wall or whatever, but all along he still had the priest in his hand, like slinging around like a rag dog. It was like, man, I said, hey, man, I got out of there, man. They like, that's crazy, right? So this is the messed up thing, y'all. Now, maybe 5 minutes while I'm in the dorm, you hear the code. Everybody locked down. Everybody go to your cell. They locking the whole prison down. See, I don't know exactly what happened when them guards got in there. I don't know the well-being of the priests, right? But for them to lock the whole prison down, normally when they do something like that, somebody just got poured out, like had that knife put up on them and they not moving, and they got to shut the whole prison down because they don't know if this going to be a trickle effect that other people might be in on it. They trying to stop a riot from happening. So it's a lot of reasons why they going to lock it down, but it got to be so serious if they locking the whole prison down. So everybody got to go to their cell, right? And I'm pretty sure it's because of this incident. So after about 5 hours of us being locked down, they finally let us out, right? So I go to the control booth, and there was this chick named Tiffany that, I was cool with, the CEO or whatever. Me and her was cool, whatever. So I asked, I said, hey, what was the lockdown about? And she was like, the priest, he didn't make it. I said, what? She was like, yeah, that priest, he got his... He got messed up pretty bad in there, so yeah, they had to rush him out of him, and he didn't make it. I said, damn. She was like, didn't you there? I said, yeah, I was there, but I left. Like the only thing I really seen was, when KB grabbed him and pushed him down, and I seen when the guard kind of jumped on his back or whatever. But then I got out of there. She was like, yeah, KB, yeah, he they sending him up north. He's done. It's over for him. She was like, so what triggered him off? What happened? I said, nothing happened. I said, the priest, he was just saying something about confessions and whatever. And I guess it rubbed KB the wrong way. And he just, I don't know. It just, KB went from 0 to 10 and put hands on him. She was like, man, that is wild. I said, yeah, so you said the priest didn't make it? She was like, yeah, man, that guy bust his head open, like bust his head to the white meat. I said, damn, man, that's crazy. Let me tell y'all something. Listen, if y'all want me to continue to tell y'all about the stories about KB, some stories I witnessed firsthand that I was right there, I can tell y'all them stories. And I can tell y'all the stories that other inmates done told me about KB, wherever prison that he was at with them. Now, if y'all don't want me to tell no more KB stories, that's cool. I won't. I'm here for y'all. So y'all dictate what I need to do. Okay. Let me ask y'all a question right quick. Real quick. Do y'all remember the video game Pac-Man, Mario, and Sonic back in the day? What was your favorite game to play? This is a question for the audience. What game did y'all like to play? Which one was the best? Sonic, Mario, or Pac-Man? Put it in the comment section. Also, y'all, I'm still doing $50 per video promotions. If you got a business, a brick and mortar, a product, a social media channel, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, YouTube that you need promoted, get in contact with me. I'm going to have my contact information pinned at the top of the comment section. All right. So get in contact with me. Also, if you forgot to hit the like button, hype the video. And with that, y'all, this is the Donta Show Network. Shout out to everybody that been participating. Shout out to everybody that been blessing the Cash App and the PayPal and the Zelle. If you want to continue to support this channel and you haven't became a member yet, I'm going to leave the members link pinned at the top of the comment section too. And what you get with that is a lot of people, I don't know if y'all know, but I do short films. Right now, I got 3 short horror films as for the members only video. So if y'all want to see Donta and his greatness of doing his filming in my little short movies, click that link and you can see my short horror films. Every month I upload 2 new films for my members only, okay? So check that out. I'm gonna have that link pinned at the top of the comment section too.